Yeah, and I want to stop right here because I got to throw this in. So what's changed in the last 15 years while we've been doing this is that the historical tools that they've used on secular history has been brought over to the New Testament.
Correct.
And they've said, hey, these aren't just traditional stories, these are bios, Roman bios. What's a Roman bio?
The Roman biography, Greco-Roman biography, because before Romans, going back to the Greeks, and it's narrative. It's a storytelling venue that is a little bit different than what historians do today, but there was still evidence gathering. They didn't have you couldn't go to your, scroll shelf and pull all the scrolls off and have 52 endnotes, but they did do some good research, and the rules that they applied, historical rules for applying to texts, like for example, we've already done one, the more independent sources you have, the better. So independent attestation is very important. That's a rule. Well, as they started applying the historical rules, the numbers went up. Well, a young scholar about 1990, Richard Burridge, did a doctoral dissertation in England comparing Greco-Roman biography to the Gospels. And he said, look at all these characteristics, but here they are in the Gospels. And yeah, they're different, but they're different from each other. So they look like Greco-Roman biographies, and that conclusion has pretty much been accepted across the board. So with it comes all the historicizing type principles that make facts recognizable.
And things have changed. Now, we've got a list over here of a pile of books, and I said, hey, as we were prepping for this program, I said, hey, give me some of the sources that are new. And one of them was Richard Bauckham, one of the professors at Cambridge, okay, one of those 500-page books that you gave me.
Yep.
And the fact is, when I read his book, he said, on the basis of Roman bios, the fact is, we ought to call the Gospels really testimony, eyewitness testimony of events that happened. And then he quoted Josephus and some of the others in saying that the best kind of historian was the guy that was actually on the scene and was a part of it and saw it and experienced it and could write about it.
Correct.
Okay? And so they brought that kind of information over from Roman historians and from Jewish historians, and then they brought that into the New Testament. And so we want the folks to know where we're coming from on these facts. We're giving you historical data accepted by critical, knowledge Christian scholars across the world. Doesn't mean that we are not Christians, we don't believe the Bible is the inspired word of God. It's just not, we're approaching it that way. We're approaching this, if you're going to Harvard, if you're going to Princeton, if you're going to the University of Illinois, if you're going any place else, the fact is that's the basis where you can check this stuff out, okay?